Orlando and the LA Clippers. Tobias Harris won Aaron Gordon. Good start for Orlando. And whenever you get in the open court, DJ Augustine, you know who he's looking for.
You're looking for that guy that jumps to the moon.
Absolutely. Then it's Jonathan Simmons. You know, it's good to see Orlando playing defense than running the floor.
Yes, with all that length they had, they need to be blocking shots like that. Is that Mo Bamba? Oh, no, that was Isaac said, get that shot out of here.
Clippers getting back into it. They're poised. Tobias Harris, one of those poised players, hitting the mid-range. Then Danilo Gallinari, another one of those poised players. 19-4 run for the Clippers.
Amazing when Gallinari stays healthy, how his teams can wind up winning games.
That's right.
Certainly played just 21 games last year, has been around this season. And Aaron Gordon, you know not to jump with him when he's flying through the paint like that. Wise decision.
Yeah, you got to rotate quicker, Chris.
Clippers keeping it going in the second half. There's Tobias getting a touch. Then Montrezl Harrell.
The Energizer Bunny.
Flexes his muscle.
Old school, no?
Yeah, Coach, he's old school.
You love that.
Oh, come on, man. He's not drifting out there to the three-point line.
Then Lou Williams pushing the pace. A lot of Clippers highlights here, and you see that lead escalating. 15 points now, up that count to 17. Tobias Harris, 28 points, 9 rebounds. The Clippers get the win, 106-96. Brooklyn in Chicago. Jared Allen is a guy blossoming in front of our eyes. It's not just that afro. It's the offense and the defense.
Well,
there's the O.
We call it Afro power. Blocking shots, dunking on people. Get that shot out of here, Afro power.
He's earning that reputation on a defensive end.
Listen to me, all the things that Rudy Gobert has done in the previous years to earn his name, he's starting to do the same thing now.
And
19 points and 2
He's only
blocks for
20
Allen.
years old.
Just getting started, Coach.
Yeah.
He's just getting started.
Speaking of which, D'Angelo Russell knocking it down, and Damari Carroll doing the same, 20 points
The veteran.
for Damari.
The veteran still getting it done.
Shabazz Napier in the fourth quarter. You know, that's a guy with a clutch pedigree.
Yes, good call, Chris.
18 points for him, and we got ourselves a 15-point Brooklyn lead. D'Angelo Russell.
Oh,
28
ice water,
points.
ice water, ice water.
5
ice
assists.
water.
Brooklyn gets the win, 117-100. Look at their record now, 20-21 in contention, competing in the Eastern Conference. Here's D'Angelo Russell following another win. And there's a game we're here to get you ready for. We the North, the Toronto Raptors and the Indiana Pacers, they tip off right here in just a few minutes.
No, I'm still waiting for Golden State to step on the pedal, but they're...
I don't know if it's happening.
I don't know. They've just been treading water, basically.
Yeah.
And I wrote it in power rankings. So if you look at, like, the league average in efficiency is 108.5 points per 100 possessions. So a good game would be to score more efficiently than that and hold your opponents to a number less than that. The Warriors did that in their last game, but they haven't done that in 2 straight games since early November.
So they're tired.
They haven't put together 2 like quality games in regard to both ends of the floor in almost 2 months.
They look tired. I'm serious. I'm not trying to be funny. They look mentally and emotionally whipped to me when I watch them play sometimes.
I don't know. Like, we're not even halfway into the season though. Like I understand it's been a 4-year run and like it's basically unprecedented. What they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, going to the finals 4 straight years and, you know, coming back and, you know, having the expectations of winning another championship. But, you know, we're not even halfway into the season, you know, yeah.
I know, but shoot, I think back to that Detroit team that went to, 6 straight Eastern Conference final, and by the time their run was up, they looked spent. I don't care who you are, when you play and grind like this, it's just tough, which makes LeBron playing the way he does strange, you know, like the most odd thing I've ever seen. But they look spent, shoot. I'm telling you, I was watching the other night and I'm looking at their body language. I don't even know if they recognize how exhausted they look. Because you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't, when you're tired and, you know, run down, you look in the mirror and you're still, you know, you got your fantasy glasses on. You're looking at yourself saying, I'm fine, everything's great. And then I watch them try and get up and down the floor, and they just look tired. They look like they're going through the motions, not because they want to, but because their bodies are telling them that's the price you pay to win at the level they've won the past 4 years.
I'm trying to think, they haven't really given guys days off, have they? Other than, Curry has been injured and Draymond Green was injured.
Right.
But they haven't started doing, rest days.
They need rest weeks. I think some of their guys need like a week off. Remember LeBron when he just took a week off, went to Miami or whatever a few years ago? Like, I think Steve Kerr should allow, an excused absence for an entire week for some guys, just to let them recharge.
John Schumann, Sekou Smith, always good time with the Hang Time podcast. Tuesdays are for players only. 3D, where you headed this week?
I'll be out to the Bay Area.
Oh, that should be a great one then. Timberwolves and Thunder, they have the early game, and they will have themselves a new head coach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Thunder also playing tonight against the Washington Wizards.
Ooh.
And Russell Westbrook has been struggling with his shot. PG-13 finds him. They're ahead of Washington in the first quarter. Kyle Lowry back in the lineup for the Toronto Raptors after missing the last 6 games. Kawhi Leonard will not play against the Indiana Pacers, the second night of a back-to-back. That's coming up in just a few minutes right here on NBA TV. But breaking news coming out of Minnesota. Tom Thibodeau reportedly out as the president and head coach of the Timberwolves. According to the Minneapolis Star-Tribune, Ryan Saunders looks like he's in the running to step in as the interim head coach. What do you think of that decision, 3D?
I like it a lot. Obviously, his dad kind of setting the way for him and being around the franchise pretty much his whole life. And I think Coach being young and understanding what Cat and Wig and this young team's about. Derrick Rose is having a phenomenal year, comeback year, so to speak. He's been a part of that movement, working out with him on days off. So the question for me, Coach, is what advice can he reach out to someone like yourself to help him with in-game coaching decisions, things of that nature? But being able to relate to the players, knowing the system, I think he's ready for it.
First of all, we have to realize that they fired one of the top 5 coaches, in my opinion, in the NBA. Mm-hmm. Tom Thibodeau is a teacher. Mm-hmm. He's a game coach. He wins basketball games. So to make that decision, something was going on that we obviously don't know right now. The relationship with Saunders and the owner is the father connection. Flip Saunders was a very, very loyal person to the owner. Mm-hmm. And the owner, I think, always appreciated it, will never forget some of the things that Flip did for him along the way. I know this, Flip made him an awful lot of money at one point on one major decision that he had to make. And the owner, I don't ever think is going to forget that. Right. And as a result, he's seen his son pay the dues. He respects what the son has done, respects the son and father, and therefore he's given him a chance.
Well, according to the Minneapolis Star-Tribune, their source on Ryan Saunders being who Glenn Taylor wants as the head coach long term. So he's hoping that he can earn that spot. But we also have reports from multiple sources that Fred Hoiberg is in consideration for either the GM or the head coaching spot. So we're hearing 2 names out there. It's interesting because Fred Hoiberg was in Chicago following Tom Thibodeau, now could possibly follow him in Minnesota.
And they have Scott Layden still, I believe,
yes, Scott Layden's
still there. And Scott Layden gets along with everyone. Yes. Remember his pedigree, his background, coming out of that San Antonio program, a lot of people were after Scott Layden. So I think I hope Scott Layden's given a chance. If they bring Hoiberg in, can Layden and Hoiberg work together in the front office? Yeah. That'd be something to look at.
Certainly a situation that is just now developing in Minnesota. But as we see this, you see Tom Thibodeau, like you say, a great coach in the league. Why make this move now, at this point in the season?
Well, obviously, we don't know exactly what's going on behind closed doors. But to Coach's point earlier, the way our league is going, Cat has a direct line to the ownership. We know Wiggs just signed his new contract. Most of us around the NBA were saying to ourselves, what's taking this team so long to be further along when you look at Denver and other young teams who are winning and playing top-notch basketball? Lately, they're 5-3, they're playing good. Cat's playing out of his mind. Maybe they wanted to pull the trigger now, Coach, to get ready for maybe some more trades possibly before February.
Certainly an interesting situation that we will keep you updated on as the night progresses. Just finding out about the story in the last couple of minutes. The Raptors and the Pacers going to play right here on NBA TV in the next couple of minutes. Victor Oladipo looking to lead Indiana to their 7th straight win.